are already ever stopped us before. So welcome to your provider meeting for Wednesday, July 31st. Can you believe tomorrow is August? Here we go. So right now, I just want to see if any of our attendees, I'm going to look for hands raised. If you have anything you want to celebrate or share really quickly before we go to our guest for the day, our guest speaker. Let me see if I can find, I'm just looking for hands raised. Okay. Doesn't look like we have anybody. Well, we'll just celebrate the fact that we are getting ready to start school back up. So we appreciate all of you all being here with us for today. And I'm just looking for our guest speaker to see if she is on.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Dr. Hunt.
Hello.
I'm going to pull up your, did you have anything you wanted in specific you wanted me to pull up? Because I have this that I just scanned in.
Fine. That's totally
Okay.
fine from that.
So with us, the floor is yours. Please take it on.
Okay, I did send a PowerPoint. I'm not sure
Oh,
if it
let me see if
is.
I could. Did you send it directly to me?
I sent it. I believe I sent it to Elizabeth.
That's me. Yep.
Okay.
And hi, I forgot to tell you all. It's Elizabeth. Hi, it's Elizabeth Diola. And we have other team members on the call with us today. We're a little discombobbled because things just, when technology goes wrong, you run around trying to fix it, and then it just feels like it throws everything for a loop. So welcome to our roller coaster. Let me see if I can find and now my computer is freezing up. So if you see my meeting reminder email pop up, let's see here if I can find what you sent me.
Okay.
But in the meantime, if you want to introduce yourself and just let everybody know you have the attention of our child care provider community.
For sure. And I'll just go ahead and start, Elizabeth, and if you find it and it pops up, we'll go with it, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Leona Hunt. I am the owner and operator of Brick City Reading Clinic. And at Brick City Reading Clinic, we provide research-based therapeutic intervention to build literacy success. I just want to start off by saying thank you for everything that you do in early childhood, because that is the foundation for everything. And I'm not sure everyone takes to heart how important your job is. My daughter is actually a behavior interventionalist at an early child care center, and every day she shares general stories, not specifics, but general stories about her journey and all that is happening and how that is just preparing for success for life and for school age children as well. My personal journey is that I was an elementary school teacher when I first got out of college. I have taught every grade in elementary school. I was a gifted and talented teacher as well. I should say teacher of the gifted and talented. And I was an instructional coach, walking alongside teachers and helping with the continuous improvement model. I loved that job, one of my very favorite jobs. I was a college professor, a school administrator, and then I did professional learning across the country, helping teachers implement reading and writing curriculum, and then also a consultant for that same company. My work has sort of grown in the fact that I just recently got my doctorate degree and finished with learning about the literacy leadership in schools. And quite honestly, it was very interesting what I found out in my doctoral studies. And basically, school leaders do not have classes designed to learn about literacy or leading literacy. So while we say in our work that literacy is one of the most important things for students to have. And in my opinion, literacy brings equity. And without literacy, I don't believe that students have, and research has shown that students don't have the same kind of success that they could have. And so what I learned is that students that had foundational skills with phonics and phonemic awareness were 6.9 times more likely to be proficient on state reading assessments. And that all starts back with alphabetic instruction and phonemic awareness instruction. And as we know, in the early childhood world, reading with students is so powerful. One of the most powerful things that we can do with children. And I just love this quote. I wanted to share it with you. It says, when most adults share a book with preschoolers, they read and the child listens. In dialogic reading, the adult helps the child become the teller of the story. The adult becomes the listener, the questioner, the audience for the child. No one can learn to play the piano by listening to someone else play. Likewise, no one can learn to read just by listening to someone else read. Children learn most from books when they are actively involved. And I just think about all of the early childhood experiences that I've watched where kids are involved in the process, maybe acting out, maybe thinking about that problem. And it goes to the fact that comprehension of a story is a complex combination of skills, right? It emphasizes the integration of a variety of strategies rather than isolated skills. So because of all of that learning, it really made me think about how can I help bridge the gap for students when they are significantly behind in literacy instruction, or when a parent is told that their child is not on grade level, which after talking to many of my clients, parents didn't really understand what that meant exactly. And so when clients come to the Brick City Reading Clinic, I give them many tests, many assessments, and I'm able to speak to the parent about all of the segments of reading and where the child is in those segments. I also believe in asset-based instruction. So I think about what does the student know? What can the student identify? And from those places, I build on strength. Because for many, many struggling readers, confidence and motivation is the key to finding their will to want to improve. My inspiration for all of this work is the children that I've worked with along the way that have been stuck in what we call the MTSS support in elementary school, multi-tiered system of support. They are in that program, they're in an intervention for their entire careers in elementary, and they're not able to get out. And so I want to be able to provide a space where students can get individual needs met, because in my background, I find that I can be most prescriptive. I can adapt the curriculum to what their needs are. I can use multimodal instruction if that is required for the student to send different messages to their brain if they've never been able to acquire a specific skill. It's also accelerative, right? We want to move that needle quickly. And when I'm able to do that, the interventions with students or clients individually, I'm able to do it quicker. And then, of course, I use research-based, data-informed instruction to make those moves with students. Some of the exciting things that we've seen is we had a third grader who was retained and based on test scores, of course, and for the first time in all of his life did not score a level 1 on the assessment, and he was beaming. We still have some work to do, but he has come a very, very long way. If you know anything about the level 1 score, the range of scores that you that you can get and still get a level 1 is significantly large. So he was able to make a lot of gains and be very proud of himself for coming out of the level 1. We also have had students who were reading, a second grader who was reading 45 words correct per minute, and by the end of 8 weeks of instruction was able to read 85 words correct per minute. So every kiddo has their story and their next best step, and that's what we're trying to find to create literate students one at a time.
Thank you so much. I was struggling I found your PowerPoint and I got it. I'm not sure which screen you guys can see. So I have it up. But we wanted to introduce Dr. Hunt and her reading clinic because it's an important resource for our community, and it's relatively, in my opinion, new. This is something that as early learning providers, I think we try to make sure that our children have the foundation in literacy, and you are doing the rest of that work with those individual family members. So let me pause and see if we have any questions. So Dr. Hunt, where are you located?
We are in Panzer Concierge Medicine. So if you're looking at the downtown post office, like facing it, on the right-hand side, there is a road that goes in between our office and the post office.
Thank you. And then let me go back to, I have your contact information. So everything is if you are looking to contact Dr. Hunt, please give this resource. And I know you're currently working on a wait list. Is that still correct? Or are you taking new clients at this point?
Yes, ma'am, it is waitlist still.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you aren't gonna come, that your families don't need to know about this for future use and things like that. And I always, when I learned about what you were doing, I thought it was so important to make sure that our childcare providers were aware. And everybody, her information is it's in the handout section it's the Brick City Reading Clinic information. And so there's contact information down here at the bottom. And I hope that we can continue creating a partnership with you. And I thank you so much for your time today. And I thank you for going on this little roller coaster ride with the technology, because Dr. Hunt was actually very important to us because she couldn't get the link to work. And she was very persistent and be like, no, it's really not working. And we're like, but it should be working, but it's not working. So thank you for that patience and going on that journey with us. I don't see any questions right now, but we are spreading the word about new resources in our community, and I thank you so much for that. Is there anything else that you want to add today?
No, I think that's it. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you. We don't have any questions, but I will tell you, if I do get some, I will send them your way so that we can get the accurate information.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
You as well.
All right, everybody. I'm going to do my best to navigate through not having our normal layout of our agenda attached to it. It looks like everybody does have the right link now. We're growing in our attendance. So thank you again for that. If you would like more information on the Brick City Reading Clinic, or you know a family that could really benefit, you can give the information that is tied to your right here, and I'm sure we will send it out later in our follow-up e-blast that goes out. Partner updates. Do we have anybody online that would like to give an update about what's going on in your neck of the woods? Anything from Marion County Public Schools or anywhere else? I'm scrolling down the list of our attendees to see who's here. Okay. I don't see anything there, so I'm just going to keep on going. I have just a couple of updates. You might have noticed that our e-blast information is now coming from MailChimp instead of I forget what it was prior, Constant Contact. Yes, it's right in front of me. From Constant Contact, it is now going to be MailChimp. You don't really have to do anything about it. We are transitioning everybody over into the MailChimp database. And so as long as we have your accurate contact information, your accurate email address, then we will make sure that you get transitioned over there. So if for some reason though you feel like you haven't heard from us in a while through email, because we're pretty consistent with how we send out like the professional development newsletter and the follow-up from this meeting, please check your spam first because your system isn't used to getting mail from MailChimp. And then the other thing I would say is let one of us know. You can shoot an email to quality@elc-marion.org if you feel like we're a little too quiet on the email front, and we'll be happy to make sure we get you or your teachers or anybody else on the MailChimp list so that they can get the information that's coming. I did want to just tell you all, and I'm watching questions, so if you have a question, please feel free to post it and we'll make sure that it gets answered. So the next thing on our agenda is a director coaching opportunity. Some of you had the opportunity to work with our early childhood coach, provider coach, director coach, that basically she gives advice, she listens to your dilemma, she tries to help you brainstorm. I have gotten a lot of positive feedback from working with her. We're about to start up another cohort of directors. I have spaces for 4 more. I have 2. I have 3 spaces left. I have 2 people that are ready to start coaching pretty soon, and I'll be reaching out to you all that have been patiently waiting as we get a new contract with our coach set. But I can tell you, as somebody who's gone through coaching, it was a game changer for me. It helped me see things from a different perspective. I've been here at the coalition for 20 years. And of course, I thought I knew everything. But when certain things come up that I need that fresh set of eyes, ears, and perspective to kind of help give me a new outlook on things and to troubleshoot problems I might be facing. You might be having an issue with parents signing in and out appropriately because you keep hearing from our staff saying we can't pay you because this parent didn't sign in. Or you might be having issues with new staff and training, or even finding new staff. Some of those things, we have to take care of ourselves, and going through director coaching is one of those ways that, well, it's a little bit of self-care and it's that different perspective. So if you're interested, you're just going to send an email directly to me, and I will, if I get more than 3 that would like to. And what this consists of is 6 1-hour sessions of coaching over a period of time. And you set your schedule up with our coach so that it is, it works for you. She does work in the evening. She works when you're not working so that you can fit this in. It's almost like therapy. So if you will consider it, or if you've been pondering certain questions and you've been going, I'm really dealing with this problem and I'm not finding a way out, give us the opportunity. Let's see if we can help you. The next thing on our agenda, I don't see any questions popping up. The next thing on our agenda is the ARPA grant updates. So we are processing everything that has come through on the Workforce Initiative side, which is most of those are payments that either go directly to you for onboarding new staff to our providers, or to your teachers for their longevity and teaching at your site, as well as their commitment to furthering their own education. So those payments, we are finalizing them. Hopefully they will be coming soon. I just need to remind everybody that we are working on a skeleton crew in our finance department. One of our team, Rachel, who you guys have probably worked with in the past, she welcomed her brand new baby last Thursday. So she is at home enjoying being a new mom again. That being said, we also no longer have a chief finance officer. So Marcy Easter, who you all know very well over all the years, has taken back on that responsibility. And the third staff member that you all know and have been working with all of these grants, Lizzie Bench, she is about to have her brand new baby girl soon, within the next like month or two. So we are doing the best we can to get payments out. So if you haven't gotten, or your staff are asking when they're getting paid, just please ask them for a little more patience. We're processing them as soon as possible. I'm not sure that anything has been given yet for the workforce innovation grants. The other piece of that, and that also is for those of you that applied for the continuous quality improvement or the CQI grant. I'm not sure payments have gone out for that yet either, but we do have everybody that applied. We have you on our radar. And Belinda, I'll make sure to tell Rachel, congratulations. Let's see, what else? Early childhood educator incentives. Speaking of payments, I want to just remind you that we still have the opportunity for your staff that are obtaining their further education to sign up for these stipend payments. At least a minimum, they get the payments 2 times a year, and that's for the trainings that it's for their degrees that they have obtained. You can go look at the incentives website. If you just Google incentives with a Florida incentives with a $sign at the end of the word incentives, it will pop right up, and you all will be able to get that information to your staff. I hate to see free money sitting there. So if your staff haven't applied, there is funding available still for that. And I hope that you will consider sharing that with your team. Again, I know a lot of you are taking advantage of it, but we still have some teachers out there that haven't heard of it yet. So please share. I'm going to pause and see if you have any questions for me. Okay, I don't see any. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Janet Honor. And Janet, I'm going to pull up your notes. So if you all can just verify that you can see Janet's notes. Okay, thank you. And it sounds like, Janet, you might be muted. So let me see if I can find you and make sure that I don't have you muted. Oh, there, I just saw her. Okay, let's try again.
Okay.
There you are. We got you.
Okay, good. All righty. Okay, guys. I have a lot of notes for you today with VPK and school readiness. So I'm going to jump right into it. In regards to summer VPK, this is coming to an end. So all of my providers who are offering summer VPK, please remember to test all students on the PM3. And remember, it's the last 10 instructional days of the class schedule. Now, with that being said, we're getting ready for the brand new school year with the VPK. Most providers are starting August 12th when the school board starts. So when your app is approved and your contract is certified, your dates are pulling up from DEL, and your dates meaning your progress monitoring dates. Those of you who have gotten emails from me, I've given you all 3 of your progress monitoring dates to you for the whole year. Please keep track of that. We will be working on having our spreadsheet available and a list of all providers and dates available on the ELC website for our providers. But remember, if your class and your calendars are not verified, it's not going to pull those dates. If your profile, not your profile, but if your VPK app is not certified, it's not going to pull those dates. So when you make a change to your app, please notify the provider relations team. Okay, so more to talk about VPK. I'm going to pause really quick and see if there are any questions about progress monitoring dates coming in.
I don't see any questions so far.
Okay, so we have a training available, and this is a good opportunity for our providers, our VPK only providers, to take advantage of. It's the Crossroads Post PM1 training. This training will be available Saturday, October 26th from 10 to 12. Okay. It's a 2-hour training, and what it is going to do is help you to just maximize everything that you're doing with progress monitoring. All of those reports, learning how to read the reports, how to have good active instructional planning from these reports, okay? You are encouraged to sign up for this training. Um, Again, when you sign up for the training, we want you to bring your PM1 STAR screening report, the PM1 instructional planning and student report, and um, other reports as well. Okay. If you have any questions related to this, please feel free to give us a call. Okay. You can call me or you can call Lily, send an email to quality. We will help you with this. Okay. Any questions?
I
Okay.
don't see any, no questions. And
Okay.
registration will open for that one in September.
Yes.
And it'll be on the ELC website.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to dive into what is going on with provider relations right now. The most important thing right now is for our VPK providers, your contract. As you know, the VPK app comes before the VPK contract can be initiated. You must complete your VPK app, okay? We are asking that all of our VPK providers who have not had their app completed and certified, who do not have a contract, to complete the app by tomorrow. It's important. Most of you are starting on August 12th. We need for you to be able to contract prior to the 12th so that your program can start on time. Okay? Um, when your app is in rejected status, we send you an email. I am encouraging you to read the email and follow the instructions in that email that is needed for you to make the corrections and then resubmit. Once you resubmit it, I am asking that you send us an email to let us know I have resubmitted my VPK app, okay? So that we can get working on it right away. Um, Another thing I wanted to point out to you guys that my VPK providers who are already contracted right now, I have 40 of you that are contracted with us. If you make a change to your VPK app and your app is in submitted status, rejected, incomplete, review status, what's going to happen if you're trying to enter enrollments, you're not going to be able to do that because your app is not certified. So you're going to need to follow up with the provider relations team first to get that corrected, get your app certified before you can start enrolling the children back into your program. Okay? Any questions there?
No questions.
Okay. And last thing on this, I'm going to say, if you do not have your VPK app completed on time, of course, you know you're not going to be able to start on time. This means that you will have to readjust your calendar and your start date. Okay. We are waiting on some of our providers to finish their VPK FAST training and signing those agreements. This is your responsibility. I'm encouraging you to have your teachers or your directors get this completed on time. Okay, so that's it for that part. Now moving on to COEs. I have a lot to say, guys. I'm sorry. Um, COEs. Okay, remember that there are no electronic signature or type dates on your COEs. We are asking that the parent and provider that you remember that you must sign and date the forms correctly. Okay. The COEs must be signed and dated prior to the start or on the start date. Okay. Um, Miss Michelle Urban is your VPK manager. She wanted me to really let you guys know that if you receive a COE that is out of county, to please contact the coalition that is on that COE to request a county transfer so the services could be transferred to Marion. And we want you guys to advise that parent to call the Family Services Department to speak to Natalia. Her extension is 243. You see it in the notes. And Michelle, her extension is 239, so that we can assist you, okay? We're also asking that you do not enter enrollments in the portal until you have the signed COE. Okay, and you know you're going to upload those COEs into BlueJeans, okay? If you're not able to enter in any COEs, you need to contact the Provider Relations Department. We will assist you with your BlueJeans account, or get you connected to the right department to help you with that. And as always, you know, you need 4 students enrolled in your program to be able for your program to officially start, okay? If you don't have the 4 students, give us a call, because you're going to have to readjust your calendar and your start date, okay? Any questions?
I don't see any questions, but I would like to ask, is there, if you do not have 4 kids as of today, I would love for you to put that in the questions box. Just let us know which site you're with so that we can kind of have that on our radar as we move forward, because we're a week and a few days out from day
Right.
1 for a lot of you. We know that our public school system is not starting right then for VPK, but if you know that you're struggling to find those 4 enrollments right now, or you're not sure, if you could just let us know. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, E.
Mhm.
Okay, so now that we had all of that with VPK, we're going to move along to school readiness. I want to talk to you guys about your submitted and rejected profiles. We do not always know when you submit your profile, especially around attendance time when you're making changes to your closure calendar. I'm asking that you notify the Provider Relations Department. Send us an email at quality, quality at elc-marion.org, and let us know that you have submitted that profile and what changes you have made, so that we can get on it and review it and let you know if we need you to make any changes or not, or we're going to activate that profile back for you. Okay. And then with your rejected profiles, a lot of times you guys are not reading the email that we send to you. Your profile is rejected for a reason, and we send you an email asking you to correct certain items on the profile, so that you can resubmit it and we can get it active for you. Please take the time to read through the email to make the necessary corrections, and then resubmit the profile and send us an email again. If you feel more comfortable picking up the phone and calling us, which many of you do, and I don't mind, my extension is 238 and Mary's extension is 236, okay? We will be happy to assist you. Okay. And I know that was a lot, but that is it for me. Any questions? Again.
So we have one question. Let's
Mhm.
see. Okay. Actually, it was just a comment responding to my request. So thank you,
Okay.
Tracy. Appreciate that information, and I'll share it with Janet and her team so that she knows where you're at. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So we are all the way down to Melissa. Do you have anything that you want to share? Let me put you on, let me make sure you're unmuted. And let's see, you are self-muted.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I just want to give a reminder that this fiscal year started, and there are some providers that we already, like school readiness providers that we already observed during the month of July. We already have some providers scheduled for August, and I'm going to start sending the QPS new registration for our September providers that are going to be observed. I would like to let everybody know to please, if you can send me with your blackout dates, the schedule of your classrooms, that will help us very good, very much in being able to see the hours of the classroom so that way we can go in the best times for you and for us. So if you can please send us the schedules, and let's just keep working together to make this, class observations process easy for all of us. And thank you to all the providers that are being very helpful, and that, we are rolling already for the 24-25. And that's it. I just wanted to remind everybody about that.
Thank you so much. And Mary came over here and said, you skipped me. And she's right. I said I scrolled so fast. Let me make sure that you are unmuted. And I think you are, Mary. You want to give it a shot?
Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, we sure can.
Alrighty, hello everybody. I'm so glad you could join us today. Before I get to my document, I just want to reiterate about what Janet said about please reading your emails thoroughly and carefully. I am sending out document due emails. You do not need to respond to those emails. These emails are to remind you of an expiration date that's coming up within this 90, 60, and 30-day period so that you do not miss your due date. However, many of you are uploading your new documents and not submitting your profiles. Please, please, please read those emails. The very end says, please submit your profile. I cannot verify and put your dates in if you do not submit. So that's real important. Another reminder I want to send out to everybody that is school readiness. Please remember to go to QPS and submit your attendances. If you have not done so for your July rosters, today, if you try to do it today, it may submit August and not July. So please always try to remember to go submit your QPS rosters at or about the time that you are doing your attendances. Okay, now moving on, we do have a document for lead teacher credentials. This is very important. I know we all VPK providers, we get wrapped up in those new requirements, the emergent literacy requirement, the implementing the Florida standards, and we forgot about this main credential requirement. This document has your rules and your statutes that applies to what Dell requires for lead teachers to have. Please, 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 VPK providers, any of these credentials on this document that your school year teachers have, they need to turn those into DCF. Please, providers, do not take those documents and upload them to your app. These need to be given to DCF so that they are showing up right on that teacher's training transcript along with her other required documents. This way we can go right down that transcript and see that the lead teacher has exactly what they need. And please remember, this document here is only telling you the school year requirement for leads. Remember, summertime lead teachers, there's a little bit different rule there. And that one is on DEL's, Department of Early Learning's website if you need to go get those rules for the summer lead teachers. And again, thank you all so much for your patience and working together with me. I have spoken with a couple people who have a little bit later starting their VPK program, and those 2-3 providers, they know you do not have to submit tomorrow. Okay, we've given you a few We've been in touch with you, so you keep doing what we discussed. And again, if any of you need any help getting your app submitted by tomorrow, please give me a call, and I hope by now you know the extension 236. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Mary. I don't see any questions for you. So the next place we're going to go is with our compliance director, Michaela Powell. She has some information on the top 10 violation categories. Let me make sure you are unmuted. And Michaela, it looks like you are just self-muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, there you are.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to go over the top 10 violation categories as given from DCF. Just keep in mind that DCF is the regulatory agency, and any issue of noncompliance identified by DCF will be forwarded to the Early Learning Coalition for any corrective action, probation, or termination in accordance with the enforcement procedures outlined in the School Readiness Health and Safety Handbook and the statewide school readiness provider contract. So in a conference recently attended, DCF went over the top 10 violations that were given from January through December 2023, and this is the top 10 violations for the state of Florida. Okay, so number 10 would be outdoor play area and fencing. Number 9 is bottles, breast milk, formula, and infant food. 8 is outdoor equipment. Number 7 is student health records, and that would be your enrollment application, your influenza, brochure, knowing your child care facility, those documents that are included within the student health and records that are needed. The facility environment, the environment should be clean and in good repair. That was number 6. Number 5 is background screening. Just making sure that background screening is completed prior to hire or prior to actually starting working with any children. Number 4 is ratio. Ensuring that staff schedules accommodate the peak enrollment hours. So just making sure that you may be posting the ratio, making sure that your staff are knowledgeable of what the ratio is of the children that they are taking care of. Number 3 would be personnel records. That's any records from your staff, just making sure that you're doing a check and making sure that you have all of the records that are needed. Number 2 was immunization records. And number 1, the top violation was the training requirements.
And we do not have any questions, but those are definitely the top. Well, obviously they're the top 10, but I think you all can relate that those are what you get hit on every time they come out. So those are the places you really want to focus your efforts as far as being prepared for a DCF visit to come out to your site. And that information is awesome. If you have any questions, please let us know and we'll make sure we get them to Michaela to answer. Michaela, do you want to talk about your new staff member or introduce
Yes.
her?
Sure. I'm not sure if she's on.
I don't
Her
see her
name.
name on the list, but that doesn't
Okay.
mean she's not
We
here
do have
somewhere else.
a new staff member that you will be seeing. Her name is Pamela Diaz, and she would be working predominantly with the health and safety. So if you do have any violations, you may be receiving emails and or calls from her.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
And still no questions. So Lily is not with us today for professional development. I know that she wasn't feeling well this morning, so we are doing our best to fill her shoes. We have lots of trainings coming up though. We are scheduling them usually about 3 weeks out as far as well, I think about 6 weeks. Usually you can register about 6 weeks before the trainings come up. So we want to make sure that you are checking the website. And just for your information, we are getting ready to revamp our website and launch our new logo. And so be on the lookout for that. And right now, if you want to, our website is the same as it normally is. Let me just go there really quickly and show you where you can see all of the trainings that we have. We have some great partnerships with some vendors this year, as far as like, and we're still hiring. We have our Dolly Parton Imagination Library, but we have our professional development site. You can send your staff here. Learning Beyond Paper is an option. We still have one more class coming up, which is on August 13th. You can register here. And then as you go down, you can see there's a list of quite a few trainings. If we put them all up here, you'd be scrolling for days, but we have lots of different opportunities, both in person and virtual. So let me stop and ask my team, did I miss anything that you all would like to share before we conclude? Okay, it doesn't sound like it. And I don't see any other questions, which means we get to give you back 13 minutes of your day, even with technical difficulties. I'm kind of proud of us. If you do have any questions, though, we're here for you. And we are wishing you the smoothest of new school years coming up. And thank you all for doing what you do. With that, we will say good afternoon, everybody. Have a great August, and we'll see you later.